Hello! Today I wanted to share with you a project that I've used with my middle school and high school students. It's a fun exercise in blending and shading, and also it's kind of a fun optical illusion, which is usually a popular topic. This is what it looks like when it's all finished, and I hope you want to try it out maybe and see if you can do something like this optical illusion as well. I only used 4 colors, but feel free to go all out and do even more colors than I did. All right, if you want to keep watching these videos, please make sure to subscribe to our channel, and I will hopefully continue to add some fun art ideas for you to try at your house. All right, thanks so much for watching. So the first step of this project is to make a couple lines starting from the top of your paper and working your way down. Now I'm adding some curve to my lines. It makes the picture more interesting in the end. So I'm just going to do 3 so that you guys can kind of see or get the idea of how this exercise works, but feel free to do more. You can make these as simple or as complicated as you would like. Okay, once I have my lines, I'm going to start about in the middle of the page, and I'm going to draw some lines that connect 2 of my lines. I'm going to keep on doing this all the way up my middle section here. Okay, once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and do it on all of my other sections as well. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to start with a slightly curved line on each section. If you want to, you could even get kind of all of those done first. And I usually like to just kind of work one section at a time by connecting these curved lines. And do that on the sides here. Now on the sides, since I don't have another line to connect them, it's just going to have to go off the side of the paper. Or if it would help you to make kind of a line along the edge, you could do that too. Now I'm doing this with marker. You don't have to use marker, obviously. If you'd rather just do this with pencil first, you can do it with pencil. I find that it's pretty, I guess it's more bold if you use marker for your lines, then you can see them really well. We will be adding color, but if you wanted to, you could just leave it like this and call it an amazing design. Now that I have all my top section done, I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom half. And what I'm going to do is actually go opposite, so it's going to slope down on each of these, sloping down towards the bottom, kind of like a wide smile. And then all along this section, I'm going to go down instead of up. Now, if it helps you to flip your paper upside down and continue doing them up, that's fine too. Or if you are comfortable just doing them down like this, you can do that too. Really kind of a fun design, and every one that you do can look completely different from each other. Like that. I'm going to go ahead and do it on my other 2 sections quick. And there's the complete design. Now, like I said, you could leave it like this, or you could add some shading. And I think it's really cool when you add some shading to these, it makes them pop out and look even more 3D. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to use a couple different shades of similar colors. So for example, maybe I'll use these two pinks for mine. So I've got a lighter pink and a darker pink. And what I'm going to do is for each little section, I'll start with the lighter pink, and you could actually go ahead and just do the entire row like this with your light pink or the lighter shade of whatever color you are using. And then to make these like pop out even more than what they do, I'm going to take my darker pink and I'm just going to shade kind of the corners of each of the shapes. So I'm pressing down a little bit harder and trying to just shade these edges so that the middle looks like it pops out and the corners look like they kind of go back into the paper. Now some of these are skinnier than others, so you can kind of use your best judgment. Some of them might not need much shading, where this piece right here needs a lot of shading because it has a bigger chunk. So I'm pushing down harder with this one. I'm darkening this area a lot more so I can get it nice and shaded. Now you can do all this at the same color. I could make my entire thing pink, or maybe each row do a different color. I'll decide in a minute, I guess, what I'm going to choose to do. You can see that this really makes a big difference in making that section pop out. I'm going to go ahead and keep coloring. So you can see I've added the rest of the pink. I've also done the same with green. And now purple too. I always started with the lighter color and then I went in and added the darker along the edges. You really could do it either way. If you'd rather start with the darker color first, you could, and then add the lighter afterwards. It's up to you. Now I've done the light parts of the blue, and so I'm going in and adding the darks of the blue to finish up my picture. Now, like I said, I did this rather large. If you wanted to get fancier, you could do a lot more lines. You could also do it where you flip the page upright and do it up and down so that the lines are really long. So really a lot of fun things you could do with this activity to make it work for you. If you also wanted to get a little bit fancier with the shading, you could use more than 2 colors on each section. This would be really good practice for blending. If you wanted to make it so that you couldn't quite tell the difference between the light and the dark, and really practice your gradual movement from one shade to another, you could use, maybe 3 different colors or 4 different shades. And then really practice with how light or dark you have your colors by, how hard you push with a pencil. That would be another way to kind of work on improving your shading abilities. I like doing something like this for shading because it's not something that has to look like anything when it's done. It's just kind of an abstract design, but it still gives you good practice on drawing and shading and looking at those different values, which is so important when you do art. So there you have it. I have gone ahead and done 4 different colors. I think it looks like a really fun design, and I hope that you can have fun doing something similar. Please feel free to share your projects with me on my Facebook page, Lori Ehlke's Art. I would love to see any of the projects that you guys do with me on my videos. All right, Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe below, and please share this with your friends so that they can do art with me as well. All right.